Not a bad episode this week. Probably one of the better ones. Um, so we start off here with the family and she tells them what happened and all that. Now this I like. This whole black and white thing is really cool. That's how most of the episode is. So she's in this Shadowlands place and seeing all these people, and it's like basically it's like Golden Corral for Eclipso. And she goes to the bar or the restaurant here, the town restaurant, and she sees that kid and his family that died in the first season. Most of this is just Eclipso messing with them. That's basically what most of this is. It's just her dealing with it, and that's mostly what it is. And then she runs into Shiv in there, and they fight it out. So Shiv's explaining to her like what this place is and how it works and everything. And like I said, it's just basically Golden Corral for Eclipso in here. So they're just like I said, most of this is just her in this Shadowlands thing and Shiv. They show Shiv's backstory, which is interesting. They show a lot of that. So her and Shiv start talking, and then Shiv's like, "Oh, you can't get out of here," and then Courtney's like, "Oh yeah, get out of here," and she tries to take off. Shiv brings her back, and she's like, "Oh, you gotta understand, this is how this world works, and all this." And then we see Shiv's backstory a little bit there, and then got the original Doctor Midnighter. Now this guy could lose some pounds too. I don't. I guess it's just the character of Doctor Midnight, where they want them to be a big fatty. I guess, but anyways, I think he's done more in his limited time on both seasons than Beth has done in two seasons combined. He yanked her out of the. She got trapped or something, and he figured out how to get her out of this trap, and he brings her here. And they're just trying to figure out how to get out of here. It's just a lot of. Oh, God. This scene with Beth is just. This poor gal. They just totally screwed this gal. So she's in there crying and all of this, and this is Courtney's room, and then Green Lantern. Green Lantern should not be feeling guilty or anything because, I mean, she hit him with the full force of the Green Lantern, and it did fuck all that clip. So he looked like he got irritated or something. He kind of backed up, but I mean, Courtney couldn't do anything. It's kind of like Thanos. Like they can't really. I'm not sure how they're gonna beat Eclipse here in the end. I am curious. I mean, they're gonna starve him to death or something. I don't know. So it's just him. It's just her and Beth talking about, oh, they're both guilty and they should have done this and all that. And then Green Lantern uses her power to find where the shade is. Then we cut back to the Shadowlands again, and he's explaining to her his past and all this, and it's just this long thing. It's one of the better episodes. I just kind of wish there was more action in it. I mean, she is trapped in there and everything, so I see where they're going with this. So the Green Lantern tells her or shows where the Shade is, and he's in this theater. And since Eclipso busted the Crystal again, he's all screwed up and he can't do anything. And then Pat and I can't remember what her name is, the mom. They're like, "Oh, you have access to her. You need to get her out of there." And then Pat tells him that Dr. Midnight's stuck in there, and he didn't realize he got stuck in there. And they're trying to get him out of there. The Shade's using his power, and then she realizes that she can't leave Cindy in here, so she goes back to get Cindy, and then Eclipso's like, "Oh, I need to be fed," and all this, and where's that shit? You know, I have to admit, I don't know what it is about this kid. Like, he seems like a real life Chucky doll or something. Like, it is kind of creepy, like how the kid is. Like, I don't know if it's the eyes. I don't know what it is, but he is creepy. Like, it is kind of weird. So he's trying to wear down Courtney, and he's like, "Oh, look what you did to your friend. She's a loser now. She blames you, and all this." And Courtney's like, "No, I'm not falling for this routine." So Courtney tries to take off and go somewhere else, and then we're back to this with the with Shiv and all this, and they're back. This I don't mind. This is kind of interesting how they show all that. Um, then we're back here, and he's like, "Tell me how you feel about me, Courtney, and spit it out and do all this." And I don't know why she was so hesitant, but she eventually just tells him, "I hate you," and it like feeds him for a lifetime or something. He just disappears, and they all run to the thing and get out. They all run back to the car lot thing here. And this is the Shade. He's using his power to get them out. Oh, here's the kid again. That's where he got her to finally admit that she hates him. That's when he disappears. So Shiv just keeps reliving this, going through this routine, and she's upset about her mom. And Courtney's like, "Oh, you gotta come back," and all this. So there they are. They make it through the Shadowlands and come back. Now, here's the thing I probably dislike the most. So the Shade story arc is, I don't know. I mean, he didn't really do much either way. I mean, yeah, he showed up when they were fighting Eclipso, but he got owned horribly, which I thought I thought it was kind of odd. But I don't really know. His whole storyline was just. I mean, yeah, he got them out at the end, I guess, and he's telling them, "Oh, you tell them I died a hero," and all this, and then that's it for the Shade. He just dies. I don't know. I would have liked a better thing. Well, you know what's weird is earlier on, um, the Green Lantern chick, when she was showing where he is, it was showing two of him. He was in two places at the same time. So I don't know. I don't know what that was. It's pretty weird. So he basically dies, and that's it. And then Shiv is like, well, they're all looking at Shiv right here. Shiv's like, "So who wants to kill Eclipse?" So they got the original Hour Man back now, which is pretty cool. I don't know what's going to happen with Beth because she's just Well, I don't know. Maybe he'll train her better or something. I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping he does. It'd be ideal because they got to have more than just these Google glasses. I mean, it's got to be more than that. And that's pretty much this episode. Is they're stuck in Shadowlands. Shade dies, helping them, and Eclipso got to eat a golden corral. The end. The next episode looks pretty interesting because Shiv is working with them together, the commercial for it. So that'll be an interesting dynamic. Like, I'm not sure how that's going to work. So I'm guessing because they didn't want to kill the person that Eclipso was possessing the first time, that they're going to bring her in, and then they're going to distract Eclipso, and Shiv's going to kill him. That'd be my guess. They need to work on that Green Lantern chick. Really needs to get her shit in gear because she's more powerful than all of these people combined and then some. But she doesn't seem to know what the hell she's doing a lot, and I don't know. They really need to get her. Man, if I was Courtney, I would just train the hell out of her, and I would even train her to be her replacement, or oh, I mean, her replacement is like something she died or something. But I mean, you got a Green Lantern here, and she has a hell of a time even just trying to use her powers at all. And then when she does try to use them, she ends up blowing half the town up almost. I don't know. I hope they address it's getting interesting, and I'm assuming Starman is going to show up at some point here because they kept showing him driving around trying to find them. So he's going to show up eventually here. So it's looking more like we're going to have the original JSA for most of them. I don't know. It depends how many. It could be him, Starman, and Pat. I don't know what's going to happen with Courtney and Starman if they meet because the staff's going to have to choose one of them. I don't know. It's pretty interesting. Not a bad episode. I didn't mind this at all. I liked the whole black and white thing. I thought that was really cool. Can't wait till the next episode. That's about it. See you next week.